My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Batman Season 1. And this is a show I grew up watching. I have so much nostalgia for it, and I even remember playing all the computer games on the website. So I was curious to see what my thoughts would be checking it out again after so many years have passed. And unfortunately, it does not hold up. But let's talk about this show's interpretation of all these different characters, beginning with Bruce Wayne and Batman. And I actually do like this take on the character. We constantly see him trying to balance his life as both Bruce Wayne and Batman, and I think Rhino Romano, does a good job voicing him. Then you've got Alfred, played by Alistair Duncan, who I think does a pretty good job. I do think he's too unsupportive of the Batman choices of Bruce, but for the most part, I think they captured the essence of the character. They've got Chief Rougears, who's voiced by Edward James Olmos. I didn't realize that was him, but I think he does a good job, and this character, despite being a supporting character, does stand out. Then you've got the Joker, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, and the voice performance is fine. It's definitely difficult for anyone to try to fill in the shoes of Mark Hamill, but he does try to give his own twist on the character. I'm just not a fan of this take. It's a bit too stupid, to be honest. Like, yeah, okay, the laughing fish and the Joker gas and whatnot, but turning people into decks of cards, really, like, that's just cringy. And then Joker pudding, really, it just doesn't work for me. It feels too kiddish in that regard, and I think the constant costume of the big smile with the green wig, just, I don't like how a costume is used time and time again. You know, in that Topsy-Turvy episode. Joker doesn't wear makeup. You know what I mean. Anyways, it's just weird that there's a costume of his smile. Like, it's just weird to me. But anyways, Penguin, voiced by Tom Kenny. I actually kind of like this version of Penguin. Like, he's really gross, but still upper class, but not really. And he's really goofy and stupid. His umbrella can turn into a buzzsaw, and it's just really cheesy, but it kind of works for me. I don't mind this take on the character. Bane, voiced by Joaquin de Imelda, I think is fine. I just don't like the color red. Like, he's too cartoonishly big, and I think he kind of loses me. Yeah, like, I don't know. I guess Bane is fine, but it's not my favorite take on this character. I prefer the grounded take on him. Then you've got Catwoman, voiced by Gina Gershon, who I think does actually bring this character to life incredibly well. They captured the spirit of the character. The episode itself sucks, where she steals the utility belt. It felt like they were trying to copy Batman Returns, but just not as well. But yeah, I wasn't big on that episode. Man-Bat, voiced by Peter McNichol, I think is really bad. I like the design of the character, but the way he's written is just so generic. They tease a complex backstory, but then they just backtrack, and I didn't like that. Mr. Freeze, I actually do like the character design. Well, it's not just a helmet, it's like this icy helmet that keeps him cold. And Clancy Brown does a great job voicing him. I just don't like the way the character's written. They turned a really nuanced character into pretty just surface level evil. I do like how Batman has to step it up and he has to wear an ice-proof batsuit. It's silly, it's goofy, but it kind of works for me. I just don't like the way Freeze is written. Firefly, played by Jason Marsden, I think is perfectly fine. It's not a character I'm passionate about, and it's not a good episode really, but I like the design of the character still. And they got the mayor voiced by Adam West, which I thought was just delightful. You've got Cluemaster voiced by Glenn Shadia, and this villain is really stupid, but I'm not going to lie, I think the episode is just so weird and dumb that it kind of stands out in a good way. So, it's really stupid character, but still. Then you've got Arnold Wisco, the ventriloquist in Scarface. I think Dan Castellaneta does a good job, and I actually do like that episode for the first 2 acts, but when Scarface gets, like, turned into a robot, it's just stupid. Like, it takes everything interesting about that character away, and now when I think about it, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it was just a really dumb ending. Then we get Ellen Lane, a new police detective character voiced by Ming-Na, who I think does a great job. She actually does stand out. I think it's a welcome addition to this character, and I really like the arc she has in this season. How she buys the books at the start, but by the end, she's more open-minded towards Batman. So, yeah, I do like this character. And then we've got Ethan Bennett, voiced by Steve Harris, who does a great job, and I thought this character was a great addition. The arc he goes through is really well done, and the best episode of this season, hands down, is the Clayface episode. It is the most tragic, the most complex, the most psychologically effective, and it's just an episode that actually has weight behind it. It is by far this season at its absolute best, and I wish the rest of the season was on that level, because I just don't like most of the episodes. They're just so filler, they're just so blah. You know, it's the same formula, rinse and repeat the entire time, and I just don't find any of these characters to be as interesting as they should. I also don't like the fact that we get an episode called The Big Chill, another called The Big Heat, and another called The Big Dummy. Like, that's too many bigs in one season. The animation itself, I think, is very blah. The sky is always red, so it's hard to tell if it's supposed to be night or not. And the Batwave and it's a neat idea, I guess. The sound effect definitely stands out. The Batmobile I like. I do like the different entrances to the Batcave. That's something I've always enjoyed. And I do think the episodes are also a bit too quick. Sometimes it just feels like bada bing, bada boom, and we're done. And it just felt like everything got resolved a bit too easily. So, I don't hate this season. It just feels a lot more catered to kids. And it's meant to be, so that's fine. But me personally, I just didn't enjoy most of it. I do think there are some great new additions. There was some great character design, and I do love that Clayface episode, but as a whole, I'd give the Batman Season 1 a 4 out of 10. Okay, have you seen the Batman Season 1? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin,